Welcome, everybody, to the Hounds Tales podcast. This is your home for field trialing and deer dog hunting. It'll be stories and discussions on the world of dog hunting. So let's drop the gate, cast your hounds, and get ready for another episode of the Hounds Tales podcast. The Hounds Tales podcast is proud to partner with Outdoor Dog Supply again for the 2025 season. Outdoor Dog Supply is the leader in online garment sales with their world-class trade-in programs. These guys are not just a business, they're also houndsmen and women too. They test their products out in the field and really put them to the test. Get the latest in garment equipment, stay locked and ready with field trial equipment, collars, leashes, and so much more. Visit their website today at outdoordogsupply.com, and we want to thank Outdoor Dog Supply for their support not only for the podcast, but in the field trials across the country. When you're looking for your next purchase and equipment, keep Outdoor Dog Supply in mind. Now let's get this episode started, guys. Thank y'all so much. Welcome, everybody, to the Hounds Tales podcast. In this episode, we are joined with my good friend, Mr. Peyton Lucy. Again, we're going to do some diving into the Dismal Swamp. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. Nice and late. I know you at the pen right now, ain't you?
Oh yeah, running some pups I got.
I got you.
Couple older dogs I got.
Good deal. How's it running out there?
Doing good. Got about 9 crossings since I've been here.
Nice.
I haven't been moving too much.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Ain't so bad.
Well, this one's going to be a little bit different. I was talking to Peyton this morning, and we kind of come up with the idea real quick. We'll do a little preview episode. We're heading into the Dismal Swamp weekend. This one has been This one's been near and dear to my heart since I got started. It's been a real pleasure being around this hunt, and I know you've been at this hunt for quite a few years. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how many times I've judged it. I don't know, 6 or 7 probably at least.
I got you. You know, remember how long you've been coming to it, like as far as between judging and running?
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea.
I got you.
But I used to always come, because it was. It's had some different dates over the years, but
right.
When I didn't live with my dad, I would spend most summers here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining we came to it most of the time.
Right. Yeah, this has been you ask anybody that goes to any multi-day hunts down at Billy's, they're going to tell you that the Dismal Swamp is one that you don't miss.
It's the hardest running hunt here, in my opinion, every year.
Yep. The time of the year is just right, and we'll kind of talk about some of this stuff later. But it's got the perfect combination for setting up for a perfect red fox weekend, and. But I know one of the things we wanted to kind of touch on real quick is, before we even got started, this was this was the first multi-day hunt that I've ever judged. I can remember it like it was yesterday, man. I was actually talking to Brad Keefe about it and, messaging him back and forth. And he's like, I said, man, I really want to judge a multi-day hunt. And people that want to listen, people that are listening to kind of want to get into this is a great way to do it. It doesn't work like this every time, but after you get your feet wet and get to some experience behind you, it's a good opportunity just kind of reaching out, touching, talking to people, touching base with people. And that's exactly what I did with Brad, and he hit you up, if I remember right, and asked you, I guess he would have asked you if I could shadow you. He knew you were judging.
Yeah, that's basically how it went down, and it was a super high hunt. I mean,
gosh, that was hot.
It was hot, and it had not rained in weeks.
Yep.
And it was Bookerville was flat.
Yep.
And it was no cover, and it was it was kind of a pretty rough hunt, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
But you got you picked it up pretty good, and it was good that you had judged some 1 days and stuff like that, and.
Right.
We went over a lot of things and saw some good dogs and some not so good dogs. But,
right.
But I was actually just watching a video on my phone about 3 or 4 days ago. But I was up a climber I don't know, but
That's
day,
right.
third day or something.
Yeah.
Because you were getting the hang of it. I said, well, I'm gonna go up this climb, or I'm gonna watch this clear cut. And
Right.
I said, man, they're gonna bust this clear cut. It's gonna be great. And they never really busted that clear cut, but I did watch some good hunting dogs out there. So
yeah, that was. I think that I associate that hunt to really showing me what a hunting dog was in a field trial.
oh yeah, I mean, I watched one white dog out there. I don't know how many times I watched him.
Mm-hmm.
He racked them up. I'm pretty sure he placed in the hunt along with about 20 other hunts. But,
yeah, I know exactly what white dog you're talking about.
He was out there working, man. He was a nice dog to watch.
Yeah, that was the hunt I fell in love with him.
Yeah, I liked him. I'm not a big white dog guy, but I like him.
Yeah, he was sure, and that was Zeke. I remember that dog. That was the hunt I fell in love with that dog. That was I learned a lot. I got to really see what a working hunting dog was, and man, I definitely learned a lot. You showed me a lot. I definitely owe a lot to you for that hunt. I know you and your better half were there, and I learned a lot from both of y'all that hunt.
Yeah, she's pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
Don't let her fool you. Some people sleep on her, but I think she's pretty quick compared to most men I know.
Oh yeah, she'll rack them up. She'll rack them up out there.
Yeah, she don't cut them any slack either.
No.
I cut more slack than she does.
I was gonna say she ready to whack a dog down real quick if it messes up.
If it's wrong, it's wrong. That's what she says. So see you later.
I like it. It. Send it.
Yeah, she got her spot all picked out for the weekend. We done changed the spot about 4 times.
That sounds about right.
But yeah, she wants to be in the action. Hold on. The dogs are crossing right here behind me now.
I hear live action in the background.
I don't know. They're burning it up over here. It's foxes all over the place.
I hear it. That's a clear mouth right there.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah. Get it. I hope something's in the front.
Yeah, it's one of my puppies. I thought it was. I just wasn't sure. But
I hear you.
Yeah, but they I mean, the weekend's shaping up to be good. The weather, I mean, you couldn't ask God for any better weather.
No, that's for sure, man. What I think we're talking like in the 50s at night.
Yeah, I think it's like about 60 at night.
Right.
It might rain every day a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
The high during the hunt is probably no more than 70, but after the hunt it's like 79 or something.
You can't ask for better, man. That's just picture perfect for everybody. What is with this year? I mean, heck, the Tidewater. It was nice and cool at the Tidewater too.
Oh yeah, they had some excellent running there too.
Yeah.
It was jamming.
Yeah, I mean, we've just been blessed with some good weather on these multi-day hunts.
It's going well, and it's. I mean, hopefully we'll get some good cloud coverage, which I assume we will.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to keep the Reds moving, which I mean, they're moving pretty good now anyway. It doesn't necessarily matter, but
right.
I think we're going to have a good time. And we got a good amount of judges, and we got a whole bunch of guys who I run with who might not necessarily go to field trials, but we run together a lot, And they try to keep up with me in the woods, and they're doing better. I mean, they haven't got that far yet, but they are coming, and they like to get down in the bushes. And if the pack's circling, they're not sitting on the road; they're going after them.
Going after it, yep. And for those that don't know, I give Peyton a hard time all the time. It's he tries to pick a spot before a hunt, but I ask him why he's picking a spot because he's not going to be there for more than 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't stay there too long.
Unless it's hot. Yeah, I know you're going to be after it. You're going walking.
I can't stand it. Yeah, I think I judged what was the last one I judged? Maybe the Mecklenburg County hunt. I think I had 23,000 steps by the end of the hunt.
Good God.
So, and actually, my watch was dead for the first 30 minutes of the hunt. I had to come back and get it. But and really, you don't need to move like that. But I just I don't know. I like to be out there and watch them, I like to be amongst them. I don't want to get to where they're going. I want to already be there.
Right.
I get a lot of mine in the woods. And, some folks say you can't see them in the woods, but
maybe in the dark you can't. It's a little harder in the dark, but
yeah, I'm not necessarily a big dark woods judge, but when it's daylight and you sit still, especially if you sit down, or get on your knees. I mean, they'll come right by you. I mean, when they go to the road and turn, that's good. I actually like that.
Yeah.
I want them to turn so they can come right by me,
Right. And, and one thing, and you tell me how you do it, and one thing I've learned by going in the woods and getting after it, when you first go in, it's not the easiest thing in the world. It is hard a little bit harder in the woods. It's not as easy as in the road.
Yeah.
One of the things that I learned was going in, these foxes or coyotes both, there's beat down paths that they're going to be running. You go and you find you a nice little intersection where a couple of those paths will mix. Man, you get on something like that right there or get close to it, you're going to catch the crossings.
I mean, last year I was at Tidewater and I found a little intersection in the middle of the Emu. And if y'all know the Emu, it's a very, that's where you send your worst enemy. It's rough. Right. It's thick and it's tight. And I found this intersection out there. I think it was the second, third day, and there was a stump just happened to be sitting there about 4 foot. I'm gonna sit right here. Man, I got 4 or 5 huge races, single file. 20 dogs, single. They're coming under your feet. The fox is running right underneath my feet.
Can't ask for no better.
I'm about to have an aneurysm. Just talking about it. Right. 60 head on and driving.
Love it,
man. It was we should have some good running. We got a little bit less judges the first day, but we still got over 30. And second, third day we're gonna have about 40 or so.
That's gonna be awesome. We ought to be able to rack some scores up, man.
Well, one difference is Bookerville's growing up now, and it which is great for the game and it's great for the running. It's just it kind of takes more judges than it has the last few years.
Yeah, correct. And one thing I'm curious to see as Bookerville continues to run. I didn't get to experience the pen before it was starting to get cut, so I don't really know the answer to this question, and you probably will. Do you think as it's growing?
Yes. Yeah. They're already crossing back in the old spot.
Well, what I'm wondering is it going to break down into smaller packs? Right now we're in big packs. Like it's huge packs, like 30, 40 dogs in one pack, and you're getting 10, 15, 20 dogs that are crossing.
Yeah. I would say recently I came up here and I came to a hunt. I didn't do very well, but I did come, and it sounded like a lot of races,
Right.
Which is better. The dogs spread out. They get around the pen better chance to get seen, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And it's the big I like the big packs, but for overall scoring, you kind of want the smaller packs.
Yeah, exactly. And, and I think that's what it's what I'm kind of trying to get at is, these, the past the past year or two, honestly, probably since they cut, it's been nothing but big packs. You better be on the creek bottom, and you need to be leading that big pack. If you had a dog that was getting first place crossings, you had something that was jerking packs around.
Yeah.
Now I think it's, and I don't know, maybe it won't, maybe it will, but I got a feeling that as it continues to grow, it's gonna start getting into smaller packs, like you said. It's gonna give more opportunity for more different chases to happen and go on. It won't be as much. The foxes will be able to use the coverage to their advantage and stay up longer.
Yeah, they've been. I haven't seen any danger. They're a long ways ahead. They get, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're mainly doing it for sport, for fun.
Oh yeah.
And they're just, there's a lot of cover. Like when you take a large portion and it's flat for a while, that's just taking away the cut through,
Right. Yeah.
It's about right. I was just out there the other night walking around. It's it's definitely thickened up. It's not like the Emu yet, but it's thickening up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're running and toying with them, and so we're spreading out, based off where we think they're going to run, but really we'll probably have to adjust it, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. And then that second day when we get more judges, that's going to be a game changer too. Everybody will have a good spot, and you really won't be much need to move around, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll tell everybody else not to move, and I'll probably be moving the whole time.
Right.
Well, but they, it's I think it's going to be a good scoring hunt. I guess you just don't ever know until it comes. But
that's true. True.
Last year was a very good scoring red fox hunt, and I anticipate this year will be higher than that, but we'll have to just see.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I think Amy's going to be busy on the keyboard this weekend. That's for sure.
Yeah, she's going to be on it, but I'm glad we got her.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The Hounds Tales podcast would like to take a minute and talk about our friends over at Cajun Lights. When pleasure running at night or judging those nighttime field trials, you can put your trust in Cajun Lights. With the economical Cajun Bayou for the every now and then light user, the Cajun Micro for the nighttime feeds and around the house times, then the top level Cajun Blinder for those hardcore crossing getters at night. The Cajun Lights are headlamp style light that free up your hands for voice recorders or your GPS. They offer flood style lights in red, amber, and a white walking light. Then the top of the line 4-level main beam light. If you're having a hard time catching crossings at night, give the Cajun Light a try, and the red and amber setting to catch the game without distracting them, and with the easy flick of a switch, go back to your main beam light to catch your hounds in action and get those numbers. Visit their website today at CajunLights.com, and at the checkout, make sure you fill out the survey after your purchase and select Hounds Tales Podcast to receive 5% off your next purchase with Cajun Lights. Now, let's get back to the episode. You know, you talk about the rain. I know me and you've had that conversation before. I think it was me and you who talked about this. You know, a lot of people associate rain with filling in the holes and keeping the game up and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't know that it does that. After talking with you about that, it kind of made sense. I don't know that it necessarily fills the holes in. I think it just puts such a good scent, and it's easier on not only the dogs but the fox as well. I think it just makes it easier on everybody running. And maybe it does fill the holes in a little bit, but I think for the most part,
I think the chances of you banking on it filling on the hole was about zero.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the fox wouldn't dig a hole necessarily where he knows it's going to flood.
Exactly. They're
they
so
normally
smart.
dig them in the side of hill. I mean, they've been around a long time. They're not
That's
stupid.
right. That's right. That's right.
I mean, I'll be walking around in Bookerville and other hunts, and dogs are running, or maybe the dogs aren't running. And I'll be walking around, and I just jump foxes. They're just out there chilling, hanging out.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of dogs don't want to go out there. It just is what it is, you know?
You know, and that's the thing, too. You know, we can talk about this coverage in the pen a little bit. You know, that's huge, but if you ain't got dogs that are going in there in that thicker stuff and getting them up and getting them moving, then it ain't doing you no good. That's the worst part.
I anticipated being some good dogs here this weekend, so
yeah.
I think they're going to, and you can kind of tell, and this is no shot at anybody, but it's like, I'll judge a couple one days up here, and, you know, I mean, I can't get one to go in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I'll come the next week, and it'd just be a different crowd of dogs, and
that's right.
I mean, it'd be 25 to go on in there, you know?
Yeah.
It just is what it is, you know what I mean?
Right. And and what I really like about when you're moving around like the way you do, I think you give a better opportunity to reward the dogs that are going in there and doing the work. You know what I mean? Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is these dogs that are going in, a lot of times they'll go in there and they'll do the work. They'll get the game up. They'll get jumped, jump a piece of game, get it moving. But by the time it gets to somebody standing in the road, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking anybody standing in the road. I stand up the road a lot. I'm not necessarily in the woods 24/7. But by the time it gets to the road, you've had a chance for the cutting and swinging dogs, the dogs that are going to get after a chase, not go make a chase. Those dogs are going to go steal it and yank it and carry it across the road and get those scores at the road, while that dog that may have jumped the game is probably going to fade back to third, fourth, fifth, whatever, and not get what he truly deserves.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I like to watch them out there, and I mean, I'm always trying to get some kind of, wild score, but
right.
And all the times I walk out there, which is every time basically. I mean, really, I don't necessarily see so many like true trail scores, even though I hear some.
Right.
I hear them, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he jumped it. If I don't see him jumping basically in my lap, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, I've given forever, and I videoed all four of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's a good point to make too. Is a lot of people wonder, especially getting into the sport, newer people getting into the sport and wondering why there's trailing scores and not given out like that. You made a great point right there. If you're not seeing every inch of that trailing score, then it's not likely that it's getting gave to that dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm very particular. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna, and just like at nighttime, I'm not gonna whack one down for barking fault. I mean, oh yeah. I mean, I'll pay attention or whatever, but I mean, you can miss them in the day. They ain't gonna well can miss them in the dark.
That's right. That's right.
And I just I like to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
At least till the sun comes up, I can see really well.
Right. Right. And you made a good point. Talking about the trailing score thing. There's many a time, like you said, that you're listening to a dog and you hear him hitting that trail bark. Hunting. And giving a locate bark and like, all right, I'm getting close, I'm getting up on it, and then next thing you know, he goes into full cry and runs one right by you. In a lot of people's heads, they're going to be like, yeah, that dog was trailing, the bark never changed, it was definitely that dog, but you still can't give that trailing score.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean,
You don't know. It very well, who's to say a
hold
dog
on,
didn't swap off?
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Two foxes just crossed it.
Okay.
We'll walk down here real quick.
Yeah, get it. Get after it.
Yeah, keep on. Yeah, but just keep on going though.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was one of the things. I've had this conversation with people before that are coming from the deer woods. A trailing score is a lot different in the wire. You hear the word trailing, and anybody that's hunted on the outside and ran deer and watched a dog trail or listened to dogs trail one up, it's easy while you're out there with your own dogs and knowing their barks and saying, yep, that was Vader dog. That was, that was Cujo. He was out there. I know that bark. He was trailing one up. I know he trailed that up. It's a whole lot different than going in the wire with 350 dogs that you've never seen before in your life and saying, yep, that dog 100% trailed it up.
It's about impossible to really do it right.
That's right. That's why you don't see very many. You'll see them every now and then. But this coverage has got the pen just... We've mentioned it before on here. We've talked about it. I think we even talked about it in an episode we did before. Billy Pool's had a rough couple of years, and it went through some, I don't know what you'd call it, not really growing pains, but it went through a couple of years where there was a lot of land cut. There was a lot going on to where it made the running difficult as it got into the daylight.
Yeah.
But now that this coverage has gone up, and what we mean by coverage for those that may not quite understand what we're talking about is you got brush, you got trees that are starting to grow, you got it's gotten thick, you got some briar patches, you got some bushes that are starting to grow. It's not just a flat out clear cut. You look out into this area, you step off the road and get up on a knoll and you look out and you hear the dogs running, but you don't see any. That's what we're talking about is coverage. These foxes love coverage, and if they got somewhere they can get up under and not running in that direct sunlight, that's what keeps a fox up and keeps the game moving.
Yeah,
and Billy Pools has really got there.
It's about prime right now.
Right.
It's about prime. Booker needs about 2 more years to be ungodly, but it's going that direction. And it's and like back in the day, this is years ago, but when Booker was open pines, you would rack up in there. I mean, they come through there. I mean, it was about three briars in there, and they come through there in flat pines. They just rolling it, buddy.
Yeah.
And it was good times, and I mean, I think it's going to run very well. I have high hopes. I'm excited, and we got a good group of judges. We got some who judge a lot, some who judge, who have judged a few multiple day hunts, and
right.
We try to mix it up a little bit. Older, younger, kind of a little bit of everything.
We're going to take a quick second and pause this episode and talk about our partners over at Elite Nutrition. Our hounds, they're athletes, guys. They give us their all each and every time that they're casted. Elite Nutrition offers an all-natural products to give your dogs the natural benefits they deserve. From the Canine Remove and All Natural Wormer to the Electro Boost Paste for an electrolyte replenishment, body fluid balance, and blood flow improvement. They also have products like Active Dog Powder for recovery and joint muscle support, Essential Dog Powder for daily vitamins and minerals, probiotics, prebiotics, and enzymes, and then the Canine Lactate Powder for nursing dogs to help with milk supply. There are tons of other products for y'all to check out at CajunLights.com. Then click on the Elite Nutrition section to explore. When you go check out, only at CajunLights.com, use the code HTElite10 to receive 10% off your Elite Nutrition products. Again, that's HTELITE, the number 10, to receive 10% off Elite Nutrition products only via CajunLights.com. I've been using their products over the past couple months, and I could not be happier with the results. See for yourself today, and we want to thank Elite Nutrition for taking a step forward into this field trial sport. Now, let's get back to the episode, guys. Yeah, and that's one thing I'll give you a lot of credit for is you pull a lot of judges that are in a younger generation. It's something that's talked about a lot amongst the fox hunting world is that we need the next generation of judges to be stepping up, and you do a great job of pulling in our generation and sometimes even younger into these hunts.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people just, they want to go, but, they're just kind of nervous to ask,
Yeah.
And normally the first time somebody comes to me, like, if I got I'm a vouch for them and stuff like that, I normally make them just stay with me the whole time. You know what I mean? Or, at least the first go around, you know what I mean?
And that should be a rule of thumb for anybody judging their first 3 day.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do it at one days too. I just kind of look, stay with me as long as you can. I know you might not be able to keep up, but I've had a whole bunch of young folks. They're like, "Oh boy, you're old, you're fat, you'll never keep up." And I was like, "You keep that same energy, because when I'm about 2 hollers ahead of you, I don't want to hear it." Yeah,
that's right. We'll teach them a thing or two about how to stay up the whole time.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't take chairs to a hunt.
No.
Yeah,
I can't tell you the last time I sat in a chair.
No.
At a hunt, and I mean, we should be pretty good. Should be a lot of running in the front side of the pens. Spectators should be able to see some crossings,
Which would be a really nice change.
Yeah,
that'll be a really nice change. I know, I haven't been there. I haven't been up that or down that direction here in a month or two, but the way you've been talking is the pen has made that shift to running in the front.
Well, like when it runs in the front, the scoring normally reflects it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but normally when they run up front, the scoring is much better.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot easier to get good crossings in the front versus in the back.
Right.
Like on the river, I mean, they're rolling, but like if you're not up in the bushes trying to, I mean, you're gonna have a hard time,
Yeah. Well, and it's super thick back in the back.
It's low-key thick. It's a lot like you don't think it is until you get in the woods, and it might not be briar thick, but you can't see.
Yes.
It's a lot of saplings and stuff like that. And I got little places I go, little places I go in the woods that people are like, "Man, you can't see in there." I'm like, "Well, if you walk in there and you actually go where I tell you to go, you'll be able to see when you get to the right spot. You can see 150 yards. I mean, I don't know how many yards you need, but I would say 150 is enough."
Yeah, and that's a trick that I found is you keep walking and you'll notice it. Like it'll hit you. Like you'll be walking in the middle of the woods and you'll be like, "Man, I can see for a good little ways right here. This is where I need to stop." And I'll post up shop for 15, 20 minutes and let the dogs come to me. That's something that I've learned to do is, especially if they're running close, I'll find me an area where I can definitely see for a good little bit, and I can tell that, the foxes are going to run by here. I see the paths, I can see a good little ways, and I'll let that just be my gauge.
Yeah, and like going in the woods, I mean, it can be a pain. I mean, just being, I don't necessarily recommend it, but like, I mean, in the dark, you're basically wasting your time for the most part. But during the daylight, once it's actually daylight, it takes a little bit longer in the woods. But once you can see, if you ease in there, and first time they come by, they're too far. All right, okay, sorry, I tried.
Right.
You scoot down a little bit. Next time they come by, all right, I'm getting a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe by the third or fourth time they come by, you're right on. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. That's right. That's right. And I think that's a key. That's a good point to make for some people that may be listening and are getting in is don't feel guilty about missing a crossing.
No, I miss a lot, unfortunately. I try my best, but I miss a lot.
Right. A lot of people won't admit it, and they'll act like they're, Billy Hotshot and thinking and say, oh yeah, I don't ever miss crossings. But if somebody tells you they don't miss crossings, they're lying. I promise you, they are lying through their teeth.
Yeah.
Because I go to hunts all the time. I'm judging hunts all year long. You're judging hunts all year long, and I promise you, we're missing a quarter of our crossings.
Yeah.
Probably every time.
Especially in the dark. You're definitely missing some.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
I guess it depends on where you are. Like, if you're on a nice straight road, open woods, you probably get them. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a little something else, some curves, it's a little difficult,
Little different, but I'll be at the I'll be up near the front for this hunt. I'm pretty excited to do that, especially since it is moving and running up there. We're gonna try to.
I was gonna put you up there anyway, regardless. That's one thing about me. I'm not I'll sit. I don't mind sitting up there, but I need to be where they're running, not where I want them to run.
Yep. I like up there a lot because the woods are open. The woods that are left that are up are open, and it is very easy. Not that you get a lot of dogs that are working up there, but the ones that are, it is easy to get in there and follow a dog that is trying to hunt one up.
Yeah.
And that cut over near the front corner of Bookerville is still thin enough to where you can follow a dog halfway decently.
Yeah. That's right.
That's my favorite part about the whole thing is that if it does kind of break down or make that shift back towards the back again, I will go in and start looking for dogs that are hunting. And, I'll stay within a reasonable distance, to watch out for dogs return to cast. But for the most part, I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to get in the woods and I'm looking for something hunting. I'm going hunting for hunting, baby.
That's right. That's what you got to do. I try to give the effort that I would hope somebody would, if their roles were reversed.
Right.
It'd be the same. And don't get me wrong, even sometimes, even I'm tired. I'm like, I'm going to have to just sit on the road today, But, I judged a hunt at Foxtail a couple months ago, and I fell down the stairs the day before, and I was like, man, I cannot be moving like that, So I took my climber. I said, I'm just going to climb one of these trees right here. I can see a long ways,
Right.
So I think I got 111 in 4 hours. Now, I could see, I could see 700 yards. So,
right.
That's not necessarily saying much, but they, I try to give the effort, and the people who I, a fair amount of judges, the first time that they've ever come is with me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really don't run a lot of hunts anymore. I got 2 small children and work all the time.
Mm-hmm.
My wife has me building chicken things and goat things and I don't know, hummingbird things and all sorts of stuff, but
yeah, I feel your pain there. There's always something going on that keeps us on the move. We're not always able to get in there like we'd like to, but
yeah, I like judge. Honestly, I would almost prefer to judge. Once in a blue moon, I like to go to hunt. I like going to the Virginia State. I like the vibe of it. You know what I mean? I like the vibe. I like to go. It's not too hot. The running's good. So that's a hunt that I normally try to go to.
Right. And I had a guy message me the other day. He was like, man, he's like, I started listening to your podcast, and I forgive me if you hear this, and I forgot to write your name down for this thing, but I'm giving you a shout out without your name. But I appreciate the message, and he's like, man, I've been listening, and I started judging. I judged my first 3-day. He's like, I tell you, I'd almost rather judge a 3-day and run a 3-day. And that's, I feel like you're kind of in the same boat. Don't get me wrong, I love going to a 3-day and seeing the work I put in with the dogs and going after making a champion. But I tell you what, when it is also rewarding, almost equally rewarding, going and judging a hunt and watching somebody else become a champion because of the work that you've put in on that end. think we lost him. He had spoke to me. He had told me before. Oh, no, I got you back.
I'm back. Sorry about that. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
The dogs were coming. I was walking down the road.
You're fine. I thought your phone might have died.
No, I got a little bit left. They're in Booker now, coming up in here now. But
I got you.
I mean, it's actually, to me, it's less work because then you get to go home. You know?
Right. Once that last judges meeting is done and them scores are checked, you're done for the day.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Yep, you're pretty much done for the day. You can go home and take a nap. All right, guys, one last interruption real quick on this episode. Want to take a second and give a big shout-out to our friends at Loc-On Outfitters. Our apparel for not only the podcast, but for the pin series for this year is up and live. If you visit loconoutfitters.com, you can purchase your Hounds Tales podcast apparel. There'll be hats and t-shirts. And then if you're a part of the pin series or want to just help out with the series and go order some shirts, don't forget you can get those shirts too. It can be shipped directly to your door. Then if you're also looking for custom apparel for your kennel or just a dog in general, whatever you want, check their whole website out. There's plenty of stuff that they offer with great products. Thoroughly impressed with everything that I've gotten from them. I still have a hoodie that when I first got into this sport, I got, this has been 3 or 4 years ago now, and it has not lost any life in it yet. So be sure to check these guys out, loconoutfitters.com, and thank y'all. I want to thank them for their partnership, and thank y'all for listening, guys. All right, let's get back to the episode.
Yeah, we got old Kyle and Noel. They do a great job with this hunt. So
they do.
It makes, like, some other hunts I have to do a little bit more work, but like this one, I mean, I don't have to do much,
Yeah.
I just got to show up and smile and shake hands, kiss babies, stuff like that. But,
right.
But I mean, they do all the work, and I just get to hang out and watch dogs run, so it kind of works out,
Yep. I tell you what, you talk about a top tier team between Kyle and Noel and Amy together, three. It's.
I don't even worry about it because I just know that they're going to do it.
It's going to be done. It's going to be done correctly, and it's going to be done without a hitch too. It's not much you have to do.
Yep, that's why I like doing it, and they. I'm mastering another hunt in 2 weeks down at Foxtail.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good hunt too. It's like, I mean, they're both two great running hunts, but they're just different,
Yeah. That's the Tar Heel Open, right?
Yeah, I love going. I just have a good time judging out there. It's just fun. It's a different style, but I mean, normally a hard track running dog wins both. It just depends, but most of the time I would say that.
Yeah, and I wish I could make it down there. It just ain't no way I'm gonna be able to make that one. I want to run that one, but man, I can't. Right in the middle of a couple hunts or the series, and just ain't gonna work out this year. But
it's all
I
good.
Definitely want to get down there. Maybe next year I'll get down there and run that hunt.
Yeah, it's a good time. I like doing it.
Yeah. Need to get down there and judge.
I like it, man. I get out. Like last year, they had beans out there. I was out in the beans the whole time, and it was people looked at me like I was crazy. But if I won't out there, I mean, how many dogs running out there getting no points? You know what I mean?
Them Carolina boys don't know how us Virginia guys roll.
I don't know. It's a couple down there who get after who get into beans more than me.
That's right. I gotta throw my shade when I got my opportunities.
I pick it after. I like that, man. But I have a good time down there, and it should be pretty good. We still got a few numbers left. Not many. People have been calling today.
I got you.
Getting more, but we've got a few left. And anybody wants to come and listen to some good races with us, and and have some fellowship and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Ought to be a good time. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. They, you couldn't ask for better weather and better conditions and better. I mean, it's been raining like the dickens. And I think this is the 7th or 8th wettest July in however many years that they've been measuring here. But
Well, and the good thing we talked about the temperatures earlier. I noticed when I ran Hollywood. I don't know what it's doing out there with you right now, but when it does this hot during the day and then kind of cooling off, or these big swings, one of the biggest things that happens during the night is dew sets in. And I'm sure that's going to play a huge factor this weekend coming up. Is the dew's going to set in really nice?
Yeah, we've had a heavy dew almost every morning.
Yeah, the pen I was running last night, it was absolutely screaming when I was catching up. I mean, just absolutely boiling. But it was dew. I mean, you walk through, the bottom of your legs were just wet from all the dew on the ground. That's to me. That's when you know it's going to be a great run of fox hunt.
Yeah, I just hunted the other night. I guess it was Saturday night. We casted at 12. In the first hour or so, I mean, the game was moving, and they were running. But about the second, probably the third and fourth hour, they were rocking them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was about
3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
About 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, but they were rolling then. And we started getting some good crosses there, you know.
Yeah. When that dew sets in, man, that's perfect, you know. And I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. I know it has to do with, you know, talking about the time of the year. You know, this is one of the last points that I had wrote down was the time of the year, especially for foxes. You know, we talk about coverage, we talk about a lot of different things, but the time of the year is huge, and I think it has to do with the growth of leaves, the coverage, the shade. You know, you get into these cold months, these winter months when the leaves are off the trees, and early in the spring when they haven't flourished yet and things haven't thickened up in the pens. You know, you're gonna, especially on a fox pen, you're gonna struggle a little bit more than during the summer, which is, I think, this is right here in peak growth of all your trees, your leaves, your brush, and that kind of stuff. You're peaked right now. You know, after this weekend, it's probably going to start. You know, not that this is a hard cut, but everything's going to start kind of thinning out a little bit more. I think your hunts kind of suffer just a little bit on that for the rest of the year, but I think this weekend, for some reason, is just peak on time of the year for a fox hunt.
I think it's going to be pretty good. I mean, you can't ask for anything better, you know.
That's right.
Coverage, game moving well, great weather, plenty of judges, hustling folks.
That's right. That's
what
right.
else you want? I anticipate it being a good one, and we'll have to just see. And hopefully, I'll stay on my stand more than 5 minutes or so. But
that's right.
I'm gonna do the best I can.
We'll be on the radios hot too. Come on.
Oh yeah. Well, I actually like. I encourage people to listen. I actually want them to listen. You know.
Yep, I do too.
At least they know we at least try. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Oh, they're crossing now again. Hold on.
Get after it.
No, you're good.
I guess it was our 2 day. Man, that was some of the most fun I've had on the radio at a hunt. And I wasn't even in the mix on it. But man, just listening to the radio, listening to the ones that were in the mix and how everybody was working together. I mean, it sounded like we were, you know, middle of hunting season, getting crossings, waiting for a deer to come.
Yeah. I like to treat it like a 20-inch heavy horn buck.
That's
you know
it.
What I mean? And I wish that's what it was. That'd be great. But but that's the way I like to treat it. And there's a lot of people who are like that too. I'm not the only one. And we try to communicate, hey, they're going here. And I'm not saying it necessarily helps you get across them, but at least it keeps you engaged. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think it helps.
See,
I think it's a big help.
See, I can't hear direction, so it helps me a lot.
Right.
But for somebody who could probably hear normal, you know, it's hard to say.
Well, I mean, you think about it. You get down into some of them bottoms or get off on one of the edges, and if the bottom gets to rocking and rolling, you know, and it roar, and it
there you go. Hold on, he just crossed the road.
Get it.
Sorry, they're crossing back and forth. Number 11. Anyway.
Get right, number 11.
Oh, puppy. They, yeah, I mean, I think, you know, and I think it's like, I like to listen to the radio, even if I'm not judging hunt. I just like to know what's going on, you know?
That's right.
I feel engaged. And,
yeah.
feel like you're in there. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's it. But, well, man, I know your phone's probably getting close and to dying, and I know you got some crossings you want to go see, put some eyes on your dogs, and it's getting right late. So, you got anything else you want to hit on before we end this thing up and send everybody off for the weekend?
Just we look forward to seeing everybody this weekend who's coming. We got people coming from all over. I don't know how many states. I think it's 4 states. I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, people coming, and we got a few numbers left, not many, but we do have some. So you might be able to call Kyle, and if you're interested, and you can
sneak in a last second.
We'll be on Marine 10 if you like to listen and eavesdrop, and which I encourage, which is fine.
Absolutely.
And, we're gonna get after it the best we can.
Perfect. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on, man. It's been fun. I enjoyed listening to the dogs in the background while we did it.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Well, I'll see you here in a couple days. And everybody out there, thank y'all so much for listening. We will catch y'all. If I don't see you this weekend, we'll catch y'all at the next one. And we'll have another guest on next week, excuse me. And thank y'all so much for listening. And like always, guys, happy hunting.